Good morning, everyone. And we're rolling the ball up and down the hand, the fingers, and into the palm, and into the pads of the pinky and the thumb, and across the knuckles. And then let's take it in one hand and squeeze. 6, 7, and let go. Other hand. And let go, back to the first. And then one more time on the other hand. And then today, let's just throw it up in the air and catch or bounce it in your palms, or throw it a little bit higher and then a little bit lower, and switch the hands that you catch it with and try to trick yourself into dropping it. There we go. Move it around. Change the tempo. Three, 2, and 1. Putting it on the floor. Assessing how the feet are feeling. And let's step on it 3 times right in the middle of the foot. Move it up to the knuckles, press on each once, going across. Pivot on the heel and roll it across the knuckles. Roll it down each of the bones. From the knuckles to the top of the heel. Then bring it to the middle of the foot again and wiggle the toes. And bring the ball to the crease between the knuckles and the toes. And press the toes into the ball. Release, separate the toes from each other. Press one more time. Bring the ball up to the middle of the foot again and wiggle. And scribble. Three, 2, 1. Reassess. And move to the other foot. Press it down 3 times. Knuckles. Rolling across. Rolling down the bones. Putting the ball in the middle of the foot and wiggling the toes. In the crease and scrunch. Separate. Scrunch. Middle of the foot and wiggle. And swivel. Three, two, one. Bingo. Get the ball out of the way. Reassess how the feet are feeling. And let's shake the tree. Three, two, one. Center. 2 breaths. Twist at the waist. Swinging the arms. And center. With some ocean wave breathing. Fingers and thumb at the base of the spine. Step out. Gather in starlight. Low down to end. Heart. Throat. Third eye. And 3 times above the crown. And then come back down. Center. And go the other way. And center. Take a deep breath. And march in place at whatever pace is good for you, or jog. As I mentioned, we're going to be doing isometrics today. Here's a stationary squat that we do, but we don't do the up and down rapid squats. So if you want to do those to get the heart rate going, good. Do side steps, or good mornings, or wood chops. Side jacks and all. I think I'll do that this morning. You could also pick up the pace a little bit with a lot. Be safe. Whatever you do, yeah, I'll do side jacks. We're about 25 seconds in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And and 2 deep breaths. Interlace those fingers. Raise the hand overhead. Hands. We're reaching up. Go and do an extension if you can. Squeezing the glutes. Come back to center. Bend in one direction. And then the other. Come back to center. Slowly lower. Pressing out at the chest. Coming down. Interlacing the hands behind the back. Raising them up. Pressing shoulder blades together. Go a little higher. Come back down and shrug. And roll back. And forward. Extend the arms and rotate. And the other direction. Thumbs are up and then they're down and up and down and up and down and up and down. Then bring one arm across the body right below the neck. Press in on the elbow. Then the other. One arm behind the back. Press it down. And then the other. Let's extend the hands, fingers pointed up, pressing, pulling back on the fingers. Fingers down, pulling back. Flop the wrist. Wiggle those fingers or make a fist or do both. And same thing on the other hand. Up. Down. And flopped. Let's rotate the neck. And switch directions. Go ear to shoulder. and nod. Let's look up and hold. Look down. Over one shoulder. And then look over the other. Let's do a side lunge. Hold on to something in front if you need to. Stretching the adductors. Go the other way. Come up into the waist. Keep the spine neutral, head back. Stretch the hamstrings. Just go down as far as you need to feel it in those hamstrings. And come up. Turn in one direction. Front leg is at 90 degrees. Again, hold on to something if you need to. Chair, wall, pole, stick, whatever you want to call it. Dowel. You're pressing back on your back heel. Stretching the calf. Go the other way. Stretching the other calf. And come up and grab that stick down. And we're going to go back to the original bob and thread booyah stick, is what they call it. Flip-flopping. And stop and rotate in a big circle in front of you, going, pushing out. And reverse that circle and pull it in. And go laterally in one direction. And then the other. Bring it up to the chest and flop the wrists. And lower. Just come back and forth. Put the stick behind you in the crook of the elbows. And twist at the waist. You can lean back if you can do an extension. Bring it up to the neck. Wrap your hands around it or hold it hold the stick and twist the trunk of the body, but keep the head and hips facing forward. Grab the stick and bring it up over the head. And then back behind again. And we'll do this about 5 times. Bring your stick down to the floor, to the side, and swing your hand behind your back. And then the other hand, other side. Okay, bring the stick in front. We're going to do isometrics today, so let's stay up on our toes for a count of 17. 3, 4, 5. 15, 16, 17, come down and go back on your heels for 1, 2, 3. 14, 15, 16, and 17. Come down. Bring the stick in front of your chest. You're going to put all the weight on one leg. The other foot just there, with your toes on the ground. And if this is as far as you want to go in terms of balancing on one foot, just leave it here. But if you can, pick it up a little. Maybe behind you, maybe in front of you. Go where you can go, no further. Move it around a little. Wherever your foot is, even if the toe is on the ground, try to move that stick a bit. And again, play around. Move higher, maybe to the side, maybe overhead. Whatever you feel safe doing, to challenge yourself, do. Let's go beyond that. And come down. Other toe on the ground. All the weight is on the other foot. Okay. And move that leg around. And then the stick. And then maybe both. Or not. And come back down. Take a deep breath and put the stick down. I'm going to start with that isometric exercise for the neck. It's a Stuart McGill who does the back exercises for strengthening the core stability. It's one of his. So you're putting both fists underneath your jaw, your tongue is on the roof of your mouth. You're pressing that up and you're pressing your jaw down into your hands. And come up. And let's do a squat where we're going to hold. Now you can do this holding onto a chair or even the pole or whatever you need. And if this is as far down as you can go and hold, that's great. Do that. But if you can get a little lower, you want to spread your feet out a little bit more than usual. You want to have your feet pointed maybe at a 45-degree angle. Your heels are on the ground. No matter, once your heels start coming up, stop. And we're going to hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Great. We're going to do a leg extension. You can do this sitting in a chair. Leg extension curl. Put one foot on top of the other. You're pressing up with your bottom foot and down with your top foot. You can also do it on the floor, as I will do here. Either way, press up with your bottom foot, down with your top foot, and hold. 3, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You can see my feet are shaking. Just come down and rest for a second, and we'll reverse the position of the feet. And come up, and do it again. 1, 10, 18, 19, and 20. And then let's turn around, get on all fours. You want your palms underneath your shoulders. And we're just going to lift our knees off the floor about 1 inch. And let's hold to a count 15 on this one. 1. And if you have to come down, come down. 7, 8, 9, 10, cores engaged. 11, 16. All right, let's keep it on going there. All right, let's stand up and grab that piece of cloth I asked you to get before. And bring your fists together. Bring the cloth over to the side on one hip, the side where your hand is going to be below, and pull up as you're pulling down. And let go. Take a nice deep breath. Go to the other side, the other hip. Pull up and down. And let go. Take a nice deep breath. Now this time, keep it in front of you. We're gonna pull in either direction as we move the hands and arms up the body to about the forehead. Swinging them back and forth. And then come down. Okay, let's put the cloth down. Hands in prayer position, and just push in on your palms. And shake it out. And then bring them up. And make like Charles Atlas with those arms, muscles popping. 3, 6. And come down and shake it out. And rub those hands together. Cultivating chi and forming a nice little chi ball that is expanding and contracting as you're shifting weight from one foot to the other, one column to the other. As it moves you around, and down, sideways, and up, and expands and contracts. Oh, it's got a mind of its own. And the center, 2 deep breaths. Inhale. And open our hearts. Pause on that inhale and exhale, sending it out. Centering with 2 breaths. And bringing down chi from above. And then bringing it up from below. And aha! Namaste. So today it's Monday, and that means it's a rolling day. For all of you who can stick around, we're going to use, oh, hello, Richard and Susanna and Jonathan. Welcome all. Going to do the sides. We're going to do the TFL on the the tensor fascia latae on the legs and underneath the armpit with
Thank you,
the
Tom.
lats with the ball and roller. Okay, Mira, you're very welcome. Thank you. Losing my voice. Sorry. So let's grab a ball and roller. And I'll meet you on the floor. But we'd start with the ball on the medius up here in the top of the hip to the side, rolling around. As we know, that can get very tight. And just looking for the tender spot and leaning into it as best you can tolerate. Don't torture yourself. You've got a leg and an arm that can control the amount of pressure you put on it. But when you find that tender spot, let the ball do its work. Hold it in that spot for anywhere from 20 to 40 seconds. We usually do about 20. And then kick your leg. And come up and go to the other side. Then you're at the top of your hip here on the side, and you're rolling the ball around, massaging that whole muscle, and looking for that tender spot. Whoa, there it is. Leaning into it, using your leg to come up if you need to, or your arm. And settling in wherever feels tolerable. Breathing into it. One more breath. And then kick that leg back and forth 4 or 5 times. And come on up. We'll get the roller. We'll start up above. You want the bulk of the roller behind you. Make it a little easier to roll off. I got about 6 inches in front of me here. And I'm going to bring my one leg is extended on the floor, the side is on the floor, the other leg is in front of it. And I'm going to use that to push myself back and forth, up and down the side. Not going below the rib cage. Move down a little bit. There we go. So up from the armpit to near the bottom of the rib cage, but not below it. And you can feel the muscle in there. Doesn't really extend that much further than about here. Rolling back and forth. Nice and slow. And 3, 2, 1. Let's stay on this side and put the roller in the middle, right below the hip. And we're going to roll on the side of the leg. Now this can be a very tender spot. So if you need to, again, use your arm and your other leg to lift yourself up a little bit and relieve some of the pressure. Particularly as you get down to the knee. Now don't go over the knee. I don't want to go down as far as above the knee. And you can turn your knee a little bit towards the floor to get the muscle at that angle. And then raise it up the other way. Get the other side. And let's come up and go to the other side. Going to start again with the lats. So you want about 6 inches of roller in front of you. And again, you only want to go down as far as the rib cage. Don't go below it. And come up and go to the middle of the roller, place it right bottom of the hip, go on the side, and use your elbows and front foot to move up and down and to regulate how much pressure you're putting on the TFL. And I find it's a little bit more tender, closer to the knee. Don't go over the knee though. Then I'm pointing my kneecap towards the floor a little bit, just a slight. Switch an angle. And then up. And 2, 1. All right. Hopefully, the sides are much looser than they were 10 minutes ago.
Absolutely.
Oh, good. Take that into what should be a very nice day.
Thank you so much, Tom.
You're welcome, Suzanne. Take care.
You too.
All righty.
Thank
You're welcome. Good to see you.
you too.
All righty. Richard?
Thank
take
you,
care.
Tom.
You're welcome, Richard. Ava, Yolinda, great to have you back.